All right, welcome back. This is Tony from Tony's Board Life, and today we are going to start a campaign of American Tank Ace, 1944 to 1945. And we're going to go ahead and just get started with this. I have it all set up. I have my battle board. I have my tank. I'm just doing the initial M4 tank. I've got my operations map with my special ones, which you're supposed to put them out when they come, but I'm not too worried about it. It's not a big deal. I know when they come in. And then I have my crew sheet. Now, first thing we need to do is we need to go through Fort Knox training. So what we're going to do, we get to start up here. So first of all, we need to roll 3 times on the chart B1 using the long range column. If there are at least 2 hits, my gunnery -1 will be on the main. I'll get a gunnery -1 marker. So let's take a look here, and I think so. B1's right here. So what we need is on a long range, we need 2 to 5, and we need 2 out of the 3. Oh, we got a 5, so that's 1 hit. Let me just double check. 2 out of 3, right? At least 2 out of 3. Yep. So this is an 8. So this next one, if it's less than a 5, I'll get that skill. No, so I don't get that skill. So that's the first thing I did. Now, the next thing you have to do, here's driver training. Roll 2 times on the B5 with a -1 trainee modifier, so I have to take 1 away. If neither of these was an immobilization result, we receive the I for terrain -1 marker. Okay, so we're talking about right here, B5. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. In the mud, -1. So we're going to need 7 or higher. So we get 2 rolls. Oh, got an 11. Just to roll 2. And got a 9. So, yep. Roll 2 times. If neither of these was an immobilization result, the driver receives the I for terrain marker. All right. So, I for terrain marker. Let me get that out here. Oh, we have the I for terrain. Now, just to make sure. Yeah, oh, there it is. -1 marker. I for terrain, -1. So we are going to put that on our driver. So our driver has a skill. So we don't want to lose our driver for sure. For sure. Now, the next thing, or the last part of the required, and then we choose one of these, so we conduct all 3. Weapons training. Roll 3 times with 2d6. Each 1 time each for the gunner, loader, and assistant driver. Each roll of 9 or higher indicates that the crewman has weapons aptitude. Place a weapons maintenance -1 marker on your tank display, indicating that that crewman gets the skill. Okay, so for the first one, we have a gunner. Oh, that's a 9. So the gunner will get one of those. That's pretty cool. Weapons maintenance -1. And weapons maintenance -1. Okay, so that's for that one, for the gunner. So that's cool. The loader, let's go ahead and roll. Nope. And for the assistant driver, 8. Close, but no cigar on that one. So those are the skills that we've got, which is pretty cool. Now we have our spare time activities. Extra physical training. The player gets a stamina marker to be placed on his commander status box on the tank display mat. It's an extended upon receiving a KAW or SW result. with a KOA downgraded to SW and an SW down to LW. You know what? I'm going to do that. Is expended. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. That way, at least. So the other one is extra studying, where you can get an expert -1, or carousing, where you can actually gain a prestige point, an extra prestige point for completing this. But we get one already. We get 1 prestige point because we graduated. So I'm going to go ahead and do the extra physical, so I get the stamina marker on here. And okay, so stamina marker is going to go on there. Stamina. Oh, it's going to go over here. So I have the stamina marker. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so we've graduated from Fort Knox training. We get our 1 prestige point, and we are on to finding our first mission. One of the awesome parts about this game is that they have the sequence of play all right here. So we're going to first determine our mission, then we're going to go on the weather chart, and then we're going to roll for the on the terrain chart. So that's going to be the first thing. And then we'll set up the battle board, which is on the other side. But first, let's go through and get our mission and everything else set up there. Now, what it says, first we need to roll on the A1 chart, which is right here, and we're going to be rolling on this one right here, this chart right here, because we're in June of 1944. This is our first one, so we're going to roll 2d6. And we rolled a 7. A 7 is a contact movement. So or is it move into contact? I had to flip it around. Move into contact. So we're going to take this, and it's going to go in our current mission spot. Now, what is contact to movement? Well, let's take a look. Okay, movement to contact. This mission is to gain contact with the enemy. It is essentially the same as an attack, except the enemy forces are not considered dug in on the starting D6 roll of a 1 to 2. Enemy vehicles in areas of A and C will move to flanking positions D and E if possible on the first German turn. Okay, so so we don't know if they're dug in yet until we get to rolling. Okay, now so we know we're the movement to contact. That's our first thing. Next thing we need to do as we go along is the weather chart, which the weather chart is A3. So we're going to determine right here. A3, 2d6, a 7. So our weather is clear. So we're going to take our weather, and it's going to go on the clear, which is all the way down. So it's snow, mud, rain, and clear. So it's clear. And then finally, we go to A5, which is the terrain chart right here, which is 1d6. And we're in this column right here. So we are 6. So we are actually in the open, which is a rarity. You notice we have 1, 2, 3, which is bocage, 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 woods, and then open. The other thing with up and open, there is no effects. So we can start at longer range and everything. We can choose which range we start at. So we are at open. So the terrain is actually open. We are now set up for our missions. Now we need to set up a battle board. Yeah, set up the battle board, which is right here, which we kind of already done. Oh, you know what? I left my last mission on here. I need to get rid of that. Okay, got rid of that. Okay, there we go. Now we're clear. Now, what we're going to do is we need to roll on A4 to figure out what our enemy is. It's 2d6. Oh, we got a 3. So we have 2 W's. W's are trucks. Well, that's interesting. So the W's. So we have 2 trucks. And let me get my trucks here. Okay, so we have 2 trucks. This is kind of nice. Okay, so then what we do now Because trucks are trucks. Yep. Okay, so what we do now is we determine where they go, which is 1d6. So 1 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have one truck here. And then, again, roll it again for the other truck. And that's going to go here. So everything is all set there. One thing I also need to do is that these trucks technically carry infantry, and we're going to determine the enemy troop quality on here. So let's go ahead and check it out. So I have two. So the first one, we get a 4. A 4 is just a standard infantry. Which is the Y-mark infantry. So that's this one right here. So he is on the truck for the first one. Now the second one, we're going to do the same thing. Oh, it's a 1, and I think that's a bad quality. Low quality. Okay, so we have a low quality morale, which is a 3, and now we're going to figure out what it is for flavor only. So it's going to be an Ostfront unit. Here. So we have an Ostfront unit right here. So he is going to be on here. Okay, so our battle board is set up, and now we are on to the combat, which what we do is we use the back. So let's get into that and go from there. With this, we have our sequence of battle. So with this, we would go down. We don't have an attack and assault begin. The first combat could be step 3 and 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, blah, blah, blah. An assault, the mission begins with the player executing field artillery. And we have these here, the trucks. They're obviously not dug in, so I don't have to worry about that. And their first thing they're going to do is the turn is get off the trucks. So that won't be infantry rolling on a B2. Okay, so they're not going to fire. They're still on their trucks. So we're going to go there. But what I can do is I can actually shoot at these guys right here. So I'm at a medium range, and they're at a tank. So tanks, I will not use my main. Yeah. Tanks, I'm not going to use my main. I'm going to actually use the HE. I could do HE. HE or WP rounds that hits always destroy AT gun, HT, or wheel. So I will fire my main gun. So we are going to fire. We're going to take, I have an HE loaded here, and it is going to fire at this one right here. So automatically reload. So we're going to reload our HE because we've got another one here. Although what's going to end up happening is I'm going to have to turn and then fire. So HE. Now, what we do is we take a look here. We're at medium range, so we need 2-6 to hit. Gunnery. We do not have gunnery. We haven't fired at it twice. So that's previous target because you can do that. No smoke, no rain, no button up, no suppressed, and no tall target. So it's a straight 2 to 6. Let's see what happens. Oh, we got a 5. So that's a hit. So this one is destroyed with this one. So that's destroyed. So I get credit for that one. And I forgot to mark my sheet here, so I'm going to do that real quick. And with this, I actually get to choose 2 things. So I fired at my target. In this case, I hit, but I can do all these other ones. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to angle haul. This command causes the driver to spin the tank hallward towards different enemy area A, B, or C from which it is currently facing, rotating your tank at the battle marker. So we're going to take our tank here. We're going to turn it this way. So that way, now he can fire at C and D. But that's 2 actions. Well, so that's 2 actions. So I am done. Now, we won't fire, so we're going to move. And what their first thing they have to do with the truck is unload, and then the truck gets taken off of the board and they are done. So the truck's done, as well as, oh, you know what? Let's see here. Yep. So this one, I forgot, if you flip them over, they have a burning wreck. So, which is pretty awesome. Okay. Now we continue on. So we move. Now we do an event check. So we roll 2d6 and check B9. So we have a 5. Oh, bummer. So a 5 on the event is destroy one random German AT gun. Well, I don't have any AT guns. I just have the infantry. So that's nothing there. So we did our event check. End of combat room. Remove trucks after the first combat room. I already did that. I jumped a bit earlier. It's not a mission. It's not a defense mission, so we don't need to move. And we need to go back to the top of the sequence of play. So we remove smoke or reduced call for fire. We don't have any. Remove suppression markers. Don't have any. Determine enemy targeting. Let's see if these guys will target us. They will not. A 1 they would be targeting us. Right now, they're not targeting us. Resolve CFF. I don't have any. Conduct actions. Make 2 actions. So we are going to fire our machine guns. We're going to fire our 50 cal machine guns. Oh, wait. Yeah, we're going to fire our coaxial machine gun. That'll be 1. So firing coaxial machine gun. Okay. And in that case, we use this one right here, and we're going to go off of infantry right here. Now we look at our modifiers. Previous target, nope. Gunnery skill, nope. Smoke, nope. Smoke 2, nope. Button up, nope. Urban, nope. No rain, no mud, no woods bocage, no dug in. Fire has step loss, nope. And fire is suppressed, nope. Okay, so it's a straight roll on this chart right here. So 2d6. Here we go. We have an 8. So an 8 is a suppress. So we will take a suppress marker and we will put it here with that one. Okay, now I am going to fire again. So then we'll take this alpha here. We are going to fire again. Oh, this time now we have a -1. So -1. We have a 5. -1 is a 4. A 4 is a 1. So they are now took a step loss and they just stay suppressed. So because they're already suppressed, so they just stay suppressed. No big deal on that one. Now I have done mine 2. He can't do anything because he's suppressed. By suppressing him, he is unable to do his actions. We will roll on the event chart again to see what happens. So we're going to roll on the event chart. We got a 12. Oh no. Minefield. What does a minefield say? Roll a 1. That's not good. Roll a 1d6 for your tank. So let's go ahead and roll. 6. Tank destroyed. Go to chart 6B. Okay. Oh my goodness. 6B. So we ran into the minefield and we were destroyed. Okay, so let's take a look here. So now we need to roll on this one right here. We get an 11, which is a fire. And with a fire, bailout modifiers +2. So we got to see if we bail out. And I've got to do it for each of the ones. So the first one we're going to do is a driver. Is a 5 +2 is a 7. So he's safe. No injuries. Assistant driver, it's 2, no problems. Gunner is a 5 +2 is a 7. He's still good. Loader has no hatch. Oh, I'm going to have to re-roll that. 5 plus 2 plus 2 plus 4 is a 9. Oh, he's still safe. He's still safe. And we will take a look at me and see what happens here. So I got a 6 plus 2 is an 8. Okay, so we all were safe off of this. No, we all bailed out. Now we have to do a wounds. Regardless of escape from DE tank, all surviving crew members are wounded. Roll on B7. If there was a fire, apply plus 2 for the. So yeah, I'm gonna have to add a plus 2 to this one as well. Okay. So they all bailed out safely. Nobody was killed, but now we have to do wound check. So we're gonna start again. The driver is a 10, has a serious wound. Well, 10 for the serious wound. Okay, assistant driver is a 5, is a lightly wounded. I won't mean anything. Okay. Gunner is a 10, has a serious wound. Oh, wait. If there was a fire, which there was a fire, so plus 2, so 10, so that'd be a 12. So our gunners, KIA'd. I can't remember if those, I think we're okay on those. Dropped it. Oh, where'd it go? Okay. That figures I dropped my. Okay. So Gunner, was KIA, which sucks because he had the weapon. He got the weapons maintenance skill. So our loader, 10. Oh, he's dead too. Oh, not good. Not good at all. What a way to start off. It's still a success because I actually made it through. 7 for me, plus 2 is a 9, which I can. Do I want to trade it in? No, because I want to keep my driver. So I'm going to do a serious wound on that one. Okay. Now, if your tank remains operational, it does not. Proceed to step sequence 6 on the operations map. If you win the battle, check for that. Obtain awards, a special upgrade to newer model. Replace seriously wounded or KIA crewmen. Restock ammunition. Exchange trophies for war. Repeat on the next mission line, mission log, until killed or until last turn. So I do have to do a refit automatically because my tank went down. But it was a success because I took one out, which is pretty cool. I did get in a success. And with that, and so let's take a look here on how things go after we're done here. Let's take a look at what we need to do. So the 2 KIAs, the gunner and the loader, are going to get replaced. So the gunner's weapons maintenance goes away. So that's that. Light wounds, no problem. So the assistant driver, which didn't have anything, was fine. Driver has a serious wounds, and I need to roll on this one. We get an 8. Multiple injuries, miss 5 missions. Okay. So he will miss 5 missions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take him, and so I'll be able to bring him back. So this, my driver, I'll be able to bring back in 8 missions, or no, 5 missions. Okay. So 5 missions, I can bring him back. So I'm going to make a note that he can come back in 5 missions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he can be back 1st of July. So note, driver comes back. So what I did was I just marked up here that he comes back on that mission. So he's going to miss 5 missions. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my stamina, which I got, to decrease this to a light wound, which won't do anything. So unfortunately, yeah, that's that. Okay. Yeah, that is what it is. Now, I was successful here. So we have to take a look. So I will earn, I will earn something here. I will earn this medal campaign for actually successfully completing one message, one mission. And I believe I'm going to get a Purple Heart. Purple Heart. This is awarded to a tank crewman who is wounded in action. The Purple Heart confers 1 prestige point to the player if the commander received it. Now, I get the Purple Heart for my wounds. So you get wounded. So wounded in action. So Purple Heart. Well, I do get a Purple Heart here. I can earn multiple Purple Hearts. Hopefully not. But what that does do is that gives me 1 prestige level. And I can have 2 prestige points that I can spend on other things. What that does do is that means my mission, because I need a new tank, I could bump up to a different tank if I wanted to. But I am going to note that I have to refit this one for that mission. So I'm refitting there. Stupid mines. I was doing, everything was going the right way. And at that point, let's clear this off. We are all set to start mission number 2. So we'll get that done in a little bit here.